All right, so that puts us next to Lynn.
Yeah, so I too am a gin lover, and I am making a Frenchie, which not to be confused with the French 75. This is very different, and I'm going to talk about the secret ingredient here in a minute. But once again, I think just that summertime gin is, this is a really refreshing, bright cocktail that goes well with the TomaProvenece, which has all these great herbs and makes me think about springtime. This is our Toma that I wanted to talk about. And I always like to taste the cheese first and then the cocktail and then go back and forth. But it will get your senses ready for what you're going to experience. And our Toma being basically our table cheese, our rendition of, the best way to really taste our milk. It's actually made in a Dutch style. So it is a washed curd cheese pressed. And it has a lot of buttery notes up front, and then it's got this grassy tang at the end, and it's just really well balanced. And it really invites different herbs and spices to add to it. As much as we're purists, we did launch our different flavors, and TomaProvenece is one of our most popular for sure. It's herbs de Provence minus the lavender because we didn't want that to overpower the herbs. But getting back to, Gayle, you said it, it's just simplicity. You don't need a lot. I just have this on the cheese board by itself. I like it with olives and a baguette and just really simple and with a great cocktail, of course. So my cocktail is a Frenchie, and that is gin, Saint Germain elderflower liqueur, and grapefruit. So once again, getting that citrus in there and something really different. First, I want to talk about the gin. Grifo is a local spirit producer here in Petaluma, California. And as much, we love to support local. And I'll tell you, I've got to be drinking a lot of spirits these days because we have more and more distillers that are popping up. And it's really fun. But yeah, our liquor cabinet's full. But Grifo is fantastic. As a matter of fact, we partner with them when there's a fancy food show at our booth, and we do pairings of cocktails. And they make a whiskey, they make a vodka, and a few others. But this gin is fantastic, and it's got some nice herbaceousness to it that matches really well with the grapefruit. Saint Germain is also another one of my favorites. And just a quick little story about Saint Germain. Saint Germain was created by a gentleman named Robert Cooper. He was a generational French liqueur empire, I guess you could say, family. And he went to his grandfather and said, I went over to London and they have this elderflower liqueur over there and they use it in everything. I think we should make it. And his grandfather said, if you want to make that, you need to leave the business because we don't want to make that. And then once you fail, you can come back to work for us. So he said, okay. And he left, and he actually lived in California and went to UC Santa Barbara. And afterwards was when he started this. So in 2007, he started this, and he did this really, really beautiful bottle, kind of Art Deco bottle. And they collect elderflowers. I guess it's only certain time of year, like a 2 or 3 week period between June and July in France that it blooms, and they collect it. And they seep out all the flavors from that, and they make a liqueur out of it. He started in 2007. In 2012, I believe, he sold to Bacardi and did not share anything with his grandfather. Very successful, and it became quite the rage. So setting trends, bartenders all over the U.S. use this, and it was coined as the ketchup of the spirit industry. So if you have not discovered it before, it's a great ingredient, a great addition to a lot of different drinks. A little bit of a sad note is, unfortunately, Robert passed away in 2016. So Bacardi is carrying the tradition on with this, and Robert certainly made his mark. So here's to entrepreneurship and bucking the system, I guess. So here we go. We've got, we start with 2 ounces of fresh squeezed grapefruit. I'm going to put it in here. Oh, by the way, sorry, you can't see it. I'm using a shaker, so we fill it halfway with ice, and we have the 2 ounces of the fresh grapefruit, which I love during the summertime. And then another 2 ounces of gin, your favorite gin today. It is Griffo. I want to support these guys locally. And then an ounce of the liqueur. So you don't need a lot, but there's lots of different recipes if you get online with this. So it's kind of exciting. It goes with everything, really. Have you guys tried this before? The elderflower?
No.
Yeah. And like I said, it's a beautiful bottle. So there we go. And shake away. And I like my drinks up because it's just very pretty and tasteful. And I hate to say this, but I'm outside right now. So my knife is inside, but I normally would cut a half of a wedge of this and have it floating. So do a half a wedge floating and then a half kind of on the side. But this is my cocktail of choice. So it's a Frenchie and with TomaProvenece. So hopefully you guys can get a chance to try this weekend.
Yeah. Cheers.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's so refreshing. If you like gin, you'll love this. It's yummy. And remember, who else is in California? Gayle's in California. So I am a little earlier on in the day, but it's Friday, so it's fine.
Thank you for sending everything, but this is the first time, by the way, separately, that I've had your Gouda. I don't believe I've had that before. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So thank you for sending that in addition to a plethora of other cheeses.
That's what you get when you get me on the show. You get a big box of cheese, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you. And the cocktail works great with the Toma. It's just so nice. I think that gin and the flavors of the Provence are just they work so well together. I mean, you could just dip it into the drink and be fine with it. Mix it in with that. So
sure, however you want to eat it, that's fine. But I think what you said was balance, and in everything there is this balance. Whether you want, like Bernice is doing, the Latin and the spicy, I love that. And those Latin cheeses, you know, that really milkiness, and then the spice to it balances that out, just like your cocktail. Same with this. What we want is something that, you know, makes you just go, oh, it's Friday, I'm relaxed, it's enjoyable. Yeah, the balance is always what you're aiming for.